defense. Other than that, you see the penalties against Bel Air. It really hasn't hurt them.
It hasn't, but the turnovers, Bel Air with a fumble, Deckerville no penalty yards, and really playing a sound game. They haven't been able to move the ball through the air, limited on the ground game for what they're used to, Matt. But when you don't turn the ball over, you don't get penalties, it's going to keep you well close in the game.
Chase Small wears number 21 in red. He has led everybody so far on the ground. He has led everybody through the air so far. A half of football left to go. The coaches are fired up, but they know there is very little room for error the rest of the way. Half a season left. It's 6-0 Bel Air. The second half comes your way when we return right after this on Fox Sports Detroit.
I've been coaching for over 40 years and have won 13 state titles. I'm proud of that record. But the record I'm even more proud of is when we can go through a season without a serious injury to a player, especially one that involves a concussion. Everyone on my team, assistant coaches, and the trainers, the players, the parents, and the school administration know that safety comes first with me. I can live with losing a game. I wouldn't like it, but I could live with it. What I couldn't live with is having one of the young men on my team suffer permanent brain damage because he thought winning was more important than his own health and safety. It's not. A true champion knows when to step off the field and let his body heal. And a great coach makes sure his team and staff knows that too. Remember, it's everyone's responsibility to monitor for potential concussion. It takes a team effort to keep concussions in check and young athletes in the game.
Welcome back to the 8-Man Football State Championships. Bel Air in front of Deckerville. Join us again on Sunday when the Pistons host the Celtics. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock with Pistons Live. That's Sunday at 7 for more Pistons basketball, only here on Fox Sports Detroit. Right now, the Pistons in Orlando, tied at 34 against Jacques Vaughn, Aaron Aflalo, and the rest of the Magic. 6-0 here, Bel Air. The second half rolls on from Greenville High School when we come back right after this brief timeout. You're watching the High School State Championships on Fox Sports Detroit.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
With the Xfinity mobile app, you can use your Xfinity home phone number to send and receive text messages on your smartphone. Unfortunately, we have Uverse, so we can't do that. But we found a way to text for free by reviving the Pony Express.
Stop coping with Uverse. Get free text messaging with Xfinity Voice and save on your wireless bill. Sign up for this great offer today. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Yeah, there's one thing, and it was kind of funny. I always have a Snickers bar before the game. Manager always comes on up, and last week when it was 6-6 up at Rapid River, when we were going on in, the manager goes on up to his dad and says, I know what the problem is. Coach Binney hasn't had a Snickers bar yet. So he pulled out the Snickers bar. So he just ran out to the bus right now and got me my Snickers bar. So hopefully that's going to take it for a W.
See if it gives him the energy he needs in the second half. It's the players who need it, but his team leads at 6-0, and they have a chance to add to that lead. They will receive the second half kickoff. Wes Villafane looking for the outside. And thrown out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of kickoffs here tonight in a 6-0 game, but I was going to make a point that it's an exciting play in 8-man football because there is so much space on the field with only 8 guys covering it. More lanes open up, and you see a lot of big returns.
Zach Smith in the first half, 2 of those completions going to Chase Small. Small led everybody in that first half in rushing with 88 yards. He averaged 11 yards per carry. And he had 2 of those catches for 18 yards. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from Bel Air. Smith under center. That's Hunter Walsh. Walsh, the perfect complement to that man, Chase Small. There's his first half numbers.
11 yards a pop. I'll get you some home cooking over the weekend when you get home. Mom and Dad will be pretty proud of that effort by Chase Small.
If they can warm up on this Friday night. 2nd down and 6. 5 men up front. Option to the left. Smith will keep it. Try to swim his way to the 50. Well, Bel Air in their first couple of possessions had trouble hanging on to the football. That hasn't been the case over the last few.
No, they haven't. And part of it is because of the decision-making process of Zach Smith. You think he's going to pitch it, he chooses otherwise, which was the best decision. He pulls it, he tucks it, he goes up, picks up about 4 yards. If he tries to pitch that ball, number one, the pitch relationship was not good. I think Small was too far away from him. It's going to be a left-handed pitch. It's going to be a long pitch. And also there's a defender coming up on Small, so heads-up play by Smith.
3rd down and 2 from midfield. Smith still has it. Oh, if he cuts it up, he's probably got a first down. Instead, he bounced it wide, and he was pushed out of bounds on a nice play up front by David Castillo.
And we're going to look here sometime. You can see one of the defensive tactics that Coach Brown, look at the nose. They're just burying inside. They're taking the legs out from underneath the center, trying to create a pile at that mesh point where they want to run midline veer, Matt. And that's a technique used often when defending the veer, trying to create a pile at that mesh point.
Ben Smith, who wears 7 in white for Deckerville, has had a nice game as well. He came up in support. Hunter Walsh, the punter. He's going to throw it. It's a fake punt. Looking downfield, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Mitch Warzinski at the 20-yard line.
Well, a nice play by Mitch Warzinski. It ends up being about a 32-yard net punt. So that's one of those things we throw the Hail Mary. I really think you only need 2 yards. You don't have to go this big. Hunter Walsh drops back, but Warzinski, what a play. Now you're defending a hawk in coverage, so you're trying to jam him and bump him. So you have that type of recognition to realize this is a fake. This is no longer a punt. Turns, finds the ball, makes a nice one-handed catch, and Deckerville takes over on their own 20, 1st and 10.
That's an athlete right there, Mitch Warzinski. Nick Pagel, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. And an inside give to Wolf. Wolf has been bottled up pretty well tonight, despite having 1,500 yards during the regular season. He's been minimalized here on this Friday night.
And Bill Brown, look at him right there, coming out different set offensively. We've seen the tight set with the double tight, the split backs, running the wing T. Now they came out that time only a one-back set, more of a split look, trying to stretch the field. You see we got a flanker to the right, only one back in the backfield.
Pagel's only thrown one pass. Low snap. Boy, has a good wherewithal to pick it up and calmly move forward. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, you said Pagel heads up, but that's just a backbreaker. When you're a 3 to 4 yard play team where you like to ground and pound a little bit, and it's just a low snap, Pagel does a good job just picking up and trying to get something out of nothing. But once again, see Campus come up 75. When he hits you, you stop. There's no more. You might get a little bit, push the pile. It's done. It's a done deal. It's like when Dominican Sue grabs you.
3rd down and 9.
So right now, I just compare Campus to Sue. So there's a lot of people think, I don't think he's quite that good.
Pagel up the gut to the 26. It'll bring up a punting situation for Deckerville.
That's all relative, right? You get to high school or college or pro level, you're a football player, you're a football player, and we've seen some good ones here tonight. And I hope that people are watching this can appreciate this 8-man game, because it is a different game, but it doesn't mean it's not a good of game, Matt. It just means it's a little bit different.
Ryan Stone to punt it away for Deckerville. Wes Villafane stands set about his own 47. Forced to move. Did he touch that? He stumbled too. That could be a loose football, and Deckerville jumps all over it at the 25-yard line. Arthur Lapp recovered it. The question is, did it touch a Bel Air player? It did.
Well, that's a muff. You're going to see it right here. He comes up. Couldn't tell at real speed if he touches it. It's if this was an NFL, there's no evidence that can overrule the call, because it looks so close to him touching it. And the way he reacted, I think sometimes you have to go look at that. And Villafane right away started chasing the football.
It's too bad because West Villafane has had a really nice game so far, but a really heads-up play made by Arthur Lapp to hustle down there and recover it and put Deckerville in prime real estate. Wolf tugged at from the ankles and pulled down at the 23-yard line. The tackle made by Chase Small.
Well, we get another look at a different angle. You can see Villafane coming up. My lineman off his fingertip. It's hard to tell. But it just, all I can kind of go on it, really only Villafane will know if he touches that ball, but the way he turned quickly to look to see what happened.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent point. If he just jogs off the side, they might not think much of it. Pagel on a keeper. Inside the 20, lunges for the 15-yard line or so. That sideline tape mark that you see just outside both sideline numbers is the sideline.
Well, this is where Pagel puts on his hip, uses both lead backs, gets a good block by Wagaster on campus, and Pagel's able to get down the edge a little bit, pick up the first down and move the chains. Deckerville trying to take advantage of excellent field position after the turnover.
Wolf right up the gut. Spun around at the 5-yard line. Should be first and goal for Deckerville.
Wow, they're coming out quick here. After the turnover, really making some positive plays. They go to the edge on the first play with Pagel. This time it's just a quick hitter, little trap up the middle of the field. And Wolf gets 10 yards down the field before the first defender even lays a hand on him. As you can see, West Villafane coming over along with Jordan Proctor.
Wolf, hard hitting, touchdown, Deckerville.
And that's how you make teams pay when they turn the ball over. After the muff on the punt, Deckerville comes right back using the big back. Wolf inside. Jordan Proctor hits him on the one, but it's not enough. Wolf really kind of contained in the first half, but doing a good job getting on track here in the second. Now, big conversion with a 6-6 tie.
Pagel, a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he fumbles into the end zone. It is a 2-point conversion for Deckerville. The market is good, and it is 8-6, just like that. Deckerville takes advantage of the muffed punt, and then Chris on the big bad Wolf for Deckerville scores from 5 yards out to give his club a 2-point lead.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best, a team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
Sometimes it comes down to the last-second buzzer beater.
Sometimes you don't know if the ball's in or if it's out. But when it comes down to the final call,
refs are always there to keep it fair.
And every high school athlete needs you to pitch in.
If you want to become a referee,
just go online to MHSAA.com, click on officials, and register now.
Our game is counting on you.
Ron Bindi trying to get his club refocused. His team up 6-0 at the break. Turn it over, and then Deckerville cashes in on a 5-yard touchdown plunge from Chris Wolf. 8-6, Deckerville in front. Wolf led this team in points and touchdowns during the regular season, and he has gotten his team on the board in the most important game of the year now.
Yeah, your big play players have to make plays when it matters. And in the first half, we saw obviously came out, they contained him pretty well. But now you get the first and goal on the 5, you give it to the money guy, and that was Chris Wolf. And he just got hit at the 1 or 2 and just pulled the defender into the end zone. And now he's going to have to do it on the other side. And that's the beauty of 8-man. A lot of these guys playing both ways. Not as many, obviously, for Deckerville. And that's one of the keys we talked about. Are they going to wear this Bel Air team down? Are they going to start getting tired starting 5-6 guys both ways?
Now, Deckerville's head coach Bill Brown told us these kids believe in their quarterback Pagel, their running back Wolf as the kickoff goes out of bounds, and they follow their lead. Well, this lead early in this second half, big plays made, and you have to make sure you capitalize on any opponent's mistake, and they've done that so far here in the second half.
Kick out of bounds. Bel Air elects to take the ball on the 35-yard line.
That just doesn't seem right, does it? The ball goes out on about the 33.5, but since it's inside the 35 and it goes out of bounds, it just gets marked out to the 35-yard line. So if you're in a big return, we talked about there's so much room on this field. Chase Small has shown the ability to make people miss and get some big runs. Coach Bill Brown decides just to kick it out of bounds and give him the ball on the 35.
No reason for Bel Air to worry. They've moved the ball rather effectively all night long. They trail by 2, though, for the first time tonight. An inside give to Hunter Walsh, who barrels his way forward for a couple. Dragged down by Willie Stoliker. Stoliker, one of those guys up front that allow them to limit the possessions for their opponents because of the way his defense has come together and come up with big stops. As Bill Brown told us earlier in the week, a resilient bunch his team is. 2nd down and 7, though, for Bel Air. A keeper by Smith. Good running room for a first down. They try to tackle the football. It's a good idea by Mitch Worzinski, but Smith held on to it and moved the chains.
Well, he reads it. He's going to pull it. Watch the mesh. He rides it. He pulls it. The defense end works up the field. He tucks underneath it. And we talked to, the coach Bindi about his quarterback and asked him the 3 things he likes. We talked about his IQ, but how about the leadership? But he said cool under fire, and we're going to look at that now. Trailing 8-6 in a championship game, how does your quarterback, how does your trigger lead your team?
Quarterback keep right up the gut. Gets to the Deckerville 48. Yeah, Ron Bindi told us that Zach Smith has a tenacity about him.
We've talked at length, I think, about the Bel Air skill guys, but you look up front right now with Willie Stoliker and Cody Mauzoff and Studer and Castillo. They've really done a good job now. Bel Air's been able to move the ball between the 30s, Matt, but any defense will allow that. You just can't let them push it in when they get in the red zone, and Decatur, or Deckerville rather, has done a nice job of that. Oh, my.
Going the wrong way, but a nice block by Small. Now Smith has to make a man miss. He does with a stiff arm, and he lowered his shoulder to get close to the 45-yard line. That's a long run for minimal yardage gained.
He just ran about 50 for 3. He runs the option. Good job at the point of attack. Stoliker works up the field, forcing Smith to try to cut back. And then on the backside, Ryan Stone is also there to thwart his effort and force him to the outside. But still, picking up a couple yards when it could have been a big loss. Still.
And a good decision not to pitch the football. And then a really nice block by Chase Small, making a football play. Don't give up on the play, and these guys haven't given up on either side of the football, either one of these teams all night long. 3rd down and 4. Smith will throw. Looking, firing, and intercepted by Ryan Stone. Back to the 32-yard line. 2 possessions for Bel Air and a couple of turnovers.
And Ryan Stone coming up big in the secondary once again. And we get another look at this. He has inside position the entire way. They try releasing the tight end down the field, but when the defender is inside you and Jordan Proctor is outside Stone that time, the ball is thrown too much to the inside. You got to get it to the outside shoulder. If you're Bel Air, you want to think about maybe running some corner routes or something to the outside away from the inside defender.
Pagel on a give to Wolf, barreling his way, breaking free. Look out, he's got Wes Villafane to beat, and Villafane makes a touchdown-saving tackle at the 25.
Well, you don't usually take defensive timeouts, but Coach Bindi right now, his team is reeling a little bit. They had the muff punt. Deckerville took it in and scored. You get the ball back, you move a little bit, you throw the interception. Now Deckerville comes out and hits you with a big play with Wolf in the Wolf is getting on track now. We
Yeah,
talked a
he
little bit
is.
last series. The guy, he's getting a little bit of confidence. All good backs. You feed him a little bit, and pretty soon they start making chunk plays. We saw Adrian Peterson for the Vikings. The Lions contained him for 3/4 of the game. Before you know it, he's a game decider.
Yeah, 171 last weekend for the leading rusher in the NFL. And there's Corey Wagester up the gut for about 3 or 4. They're getting some good yards on first down. That's a difference.
It is. And we got to give some love. And so you got Lapp, number 50, the right guard, and Hammond, the left guard, and Bowerman, the center, and Fritsch, and Spatzel. These guys are just keep trying to wear you down. And these guards, they run a lot. You watch them pull. They pull almost each and every play. And right on cue, Arthur Lapp, he pulls, but he gets blown up a little bit in the backfield. The right guard, Arthur Lapp, he's going to pull and try to trap, and they're going to try to get underneath him. And Chase Small, watch number 21, the linebacker, is going to come into your picture here. He's going to blow up Lapp, the guard. Boom. Gets into the backfield. And I believe that's Wagester. He gets before he can even get going. You know, Wagester could play a key role here. You know, you're starting to focus on Wolf so much.
Wagester looking for this receiving pass, and he couldn't haul it in. Just off his fingertips. Incomplete.
That could have been right on
third
cue
down
for him
and
to be
7.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of a sudden the focus goes to Wolf because he's the one getting the chunk yards for you, and they're starting to pound you inside. While that other back, they're going to release him, get him out of the backfield, down the field. The ball's wobbling, but boy, it's pretty close, just off the fingertips. Corey Wagester could not pull it in.
Now they'll try and spread him out on a 4th down and 7. Deckerville leading by 2. They're in the white and burgundy. And an end around. Stone broke a tackle, got a first down, and a touchdown. Deckerville. What a call on 4th down.
When you see the spread formation, what it causes the defense to do an 8-man is to drop people into coverage. You don't see anyone up except the 3 defenders on the line of scrimmage. So once you get up through that, the safeties, the corners are deep. You get a little blocking down the field. Next thing you know, touchdown, Eagles of Deckerville. Now this is a huge conversion. Right now it's only a 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion game. Bill Brown trying to decide. He might have to take a timeout here as the play clock winds down.
Well, this is big because suddenly you get up 16-6, you're up by 10, and then there's a 2-possession game rather than a 1-possession game. A timeout for Deckerville, so they want to talk it over a little bit, make sure that they've got it right. Bill Brown will do that. Here's how this whole drive for Deckerville started. It started with Ryan Stone's interception.
And how about Stoliker, number 11, getting pressure, getting in the face of Zach Smith, now allowing him clear vision down the field. And then Stone once again just getting inside position on Jordan Proctor, the receiver. Coming from the right of your screen, you see Stoliker with the pressure. And you see right there, you know what I've noticed about this game? It's been clean.
Yes.
Very physical, yet very well played. And we're seeing Ryan Stone coming on the reverse here. And then we're going to look at the Deckerville coaches as the play unfolds. Rather after the touchdown, now they're decided here. They're going to go for 2, a little bit different look.
They're going to throw it, and it's incomplete.
Well, Wagester just didn't look ready. He just did not look ready for that play as he came out of the backfield.
Well, Ben Stone was ready. He was ready defensively on the interception, and he was ready on the 4th down and 7 end around because he got the job done for Deckerville's Eagles. Ryan Stone, the sophomore, puts his team in front by 8 on Fox Sports Detroit.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Did you know your Xfinity service comes with features that are free, great, and easy? Like self-service. It's all the tools you need to manage your account and services whenever you want. Just go to Comcast.com, click My Account, and sign in. You can view your statements and pay bills. Even manage service appointments and check the status of your service on your phone. Plus, with easy-to-use search, you can find answers to your questions. Self-service, another great feature included with your service. Visit us at Comcast.com/learn.
Well, all these schools come from tight-knit communities. Deckerville is no stranger to that. Kids on the staff, kids on Bill Brown's staff, lost in the state semifinals to Iron Mountain and Gaylord in 2000. Folks in the community who lost to DePorres in the regionals have all been coming back and telling these kids, look, don't wait too long. Jim Tanton and Justin Trowhill both told these kids, and they're both coaches on the staff, we waited too long when we had our chance. We waited in the second half. We missed our opportunity. Every play can make a difference. So seize that moment. And maybe that was reinforced at halftime. Deckerville looks like a different team in this.
Yeah, and Bel Air has helped Deckerville's cause with the muff punt and a couple poorly thrown balls by Zach Smith. And all of a sudden, Deckerville's getting some confidence offensively, and the man doing a lot of the damage is right next to the kicker, number 27.
.40-yard line. Good starting spot for Hunter Walsh and the rest of his offensive teammates, wearing number 32 in red there. A little bit more than 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Been a long time since Deckerville lost. That was way back in week 2 of August.
I think Deckerville made a pretty nice adjustment in the last series of Bel Air.
What was that?
Of getting outside, getting some width on the option. You know, when Zach Smith has got outside, they've had some success getting to the edge, either with the pitch or him cutting up. That time, he was forced to cut a few up, and also one time even to reverse the field.
Smith with a quick hitter. Here comes Small, right sideline. Nice move, and he stumbles close to the 20-yard line. That's all it takes. Give it to your best player, and the sophomore does the rest.
Well, if it's not for Mitch Warzinski coming from the safety spot, a quick hitter, and he hits it with speed. Execution. Talking to Coach Bindi, the key to this offense in practice is repetition, repetition, repetition. And then when you can have a nice trap block inside, you see Proctor 10 coming down, sealing it inside. Small goes right off his hip and uses his speed. Big play for the Eagles of Bel Air.
1st and 10 from the 21. Small again. Broke a tackle to the outside and then squeezing inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Well, you like the way he runs. Shifty, but squaring his shoulders and always going north and south.
And he's got an ability to bounce on the hips. You see sometimes they'll get hit, looks like they hit square right there. Warzinski hits him. He bounces off that. And if it's not for number 11, Willie Stoliker coming up, he might be still going into the end zone for a touchdown. So this Deckerville defense has got to toughen up right now. Those big fellas up front, Mausoff and Studer, they've got to clog things inside.
Look at Zach Smith really studying that Deckerville defense. 2nd and 2. Option.
Oh, there's a face mask there. Yeah, you got that one. More laundry than a college apartment on Sunday evening right there. Everyone, all
like
the remember
like
the laundry basket? Remember the laundry baskets went in? Oh my Lord, I love going home. Parents didn't like to see me like coming out with a big white bag full of laundry.
Inside out.
But yeah, you're gonna see. We'll get another look at this. This is one of the easier calls you'll see in space.
Tom Smith, our referee on this Friday night for the state championship 8-man football contest.
I don't have time right now, but see, you can read his lips. Personal foul. And you can watch this as Smith comes down the line. I think it's Stoliker right there. It's got him. Grab, twist, pull, turn, and when the quarterback does a 360 when you have him by the face mask, that makes it a pretty easy call.
1st and goal from the 7 now for Bel Air. They trail by 8. Smith still has it. Dances his way to the 5. Really is pick your poison with this Bel Air offense. Ron Bindi has a quarterback who can keep it. He has a fullback who runs hard and gets to that next level, and his tailback is outstanding. Jay Smith right there, number 21.
Yeah, but you look at this Deckerville defense, Matt. I have to believe that Bel Air's approaching 300 yards offense and, well over 200 running the football, but they have 6 points. So it's a bend but don't break defense right now. They're not letting them finish drives. They're creating turnovers and issues on the Bel Air offense.
2nd and goal from the 5. A stutter step move by Smith, and it was the wrong decision. He got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal.
Case in point, you're looking good. And I'm not sure if this is one we went the wrong way or just the one where trying to look at the line block. No, I think that's designed because you can see the center stepping right of the nose, trying to seal him. That's one where the backs take the motion, try to pull the linebackers to the left. The quarterback allows that motion, the linebackers to float, and then cut back underneath it to the opposite side. Deckerville saw it in the first half, got fooled by it a little bit. That time they recognized it quicker, no gain.
He does not have to snap this football. If they wanted to go to the sideline and talk it over, instead they're going to split them out with 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Brings the man in motion and gives it to him. Barreling his way to the goal line. And I don't believe Hunter Walsh got in. Boy, tough run by the fullback. 5'11", 196. The junior plays like he's 6'3", 225. That'll do it through 3 quarters. It'll be a 4th and goal for Bel Air. They need it and the 2-point conversion to tie the Division 8 state champion, or the 8-man state championship game up here at Greenville High School. 14-6, Deckerville, as we head to the final stanza on Fox Sports Detroit when we return.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at Go Coast Guard.
This is a big day. I gotta leave it all out there. Give it everything I've got. Focus on my main objective and attack it from every possible way. I've practiced, I've worked hard, and now it's time to prove myself. It's 100% concentration. There's no turning back. People tell me you'll never have what it takes, but today I show them they're all wrong.
The assumption is that players only can get locked up. They can only get a little stressed out when it's really warm. Well, that's not necessarily the case, is it, Rob? Chase Small getting some work done in between quarters here because you don't want to cramp up.
Yeah, he does. You're still going to lose fluids. You're going to sweat inside. Now, I, on the other hand, was having that done in between the 3rd and 4th quarter because my toes and legs are frozen. We're in an open booth here, and I dressed for an August day in Birmingham. So.
Oh, boy.
And I have no hair on my head either. So it's
you look good on camera, though. 4th and goal from the 1. Bel Air's Eagles trail 14-6 to Deckerville's Eagles.
Big play here.
Sure is. Walsh, the up back, Small, the tailback. Small's not going to get it. Willie Stoliker made the play of the night defensively.
That's where you're just going to sell out, and you're going to tell your defensive end, when you see the quarterback step from under center your way, you crash. You go right inside. He's able to get underneath the block, untouched. Stoliker, he's been menacing to this Bel Air offense the entire night. That's the biggest play number 11, not only made tonight, but maybe this year for his team.
Then he gets some support from Mitch Warzinski and Ben Smith. Good defensive stand by Deckerville. You talked about it throughout the drive. They have bent, but they have yet to break. Now a quick hitter for Chris Wolf. Nets a couple of yards. Well, this is where field position comes into play. If Bel Air can get some big plays from their defense, maybe they turn it back over and you get it about midfield.
Yeah, but it's easier said than done. This Deckerville offense struggled a little bit at times in the first half, but in the second half, much more efficient, putting together a couple scoring drives.
Each team has run about 38 plays, but Bel Air has over 200 or over 100 yards more than Deckerville. Wolf carrying tacklers close to a first down. He runs hard, doesn't he, Chris Wolf? You just got to keep giving him the football. He'll peck away a little bit, and then he'll bust one free like he did in the third.
Yeah, and you were talking to Coach Bill Brown. We asked him what concerns them about your offense. What do you think that Bel Air is looking at coming? He said, well, you know, we control the ball. We mirror each other a little bit. We want to run downhill and be physical. And also the fact that we only start one guy both ways. He feels that they're a solid second-half football team because they have the ability to wear some teams down.
Third and short. Wolf lunging forward. Check that. It was Pagel on a quarterback keeper, and he got enough for the first down. This Deckerville program really had some issues. 50% of the boys in school were playing football. They lost a lot of kids, like a lot of schools in the state of Michigan are. And if they want to get back to 11-man football, then they felt like they had to keep the program alive. And this is a way to do it. Wolf following blockers, holding onto the football tight as he got to the 20.
Big number 75, Kevin Hammond, 6'1", 235. He really doesn't hit anyone. Watch him come from the left guard. He's going to pull. He's going to turn up the hole.